Hello, everyone. As we know, we have been studying geotechnical engineering, KC 501, as per the syllabus of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Technical University, Lucknow. So, as far as the geotechnical engineering is concerned, we have already studied Unit 1, Unit 2, and as far as the Unit 3 is concerned, the Unit 3 consists of two parts. One is compaction and another is the consolidation. So we have already completed the compaction chapter. Under the compaction chapter, we have studied what, how we can define compaction, right? How we can determine compaction characteristics, that means maximum dry density and optimum water content, using the standard Proctor test and modified Proctor test. What do you mean by saturation line, which is also called as zero air void line? What are the various factors affecting compaction? Method of compactions used in the field. What are the various methods? Which methods we can use in the field, right? What do you mean by the placement water content? We have also talked about compaction control and relative compaction. So these are all about the compaction compaction chapter, we can say. Now we shall talk about, or we shall begin the chapter the consolidations, right? See, consolidation is also called as settlement. So what is going to happen whenever we are going to construct any structure? Let us take the example of a building. Whenever we construct the building, so what is going to happen? Below the base of the footing, as we know, the bottom part of the foundation is called as footing. So footing remains in contact of soil, right? So what happens? The load coming through the structure, load coming from the structure is going to be transferred to the soil, is going to be transferred to the soil through the foundation, right? And normally it has been found that the soil which is available below the base of the footing experiences the stresses up to 2 to 3 times the width of the foundation or width of the footing. So what happens actually? The stresses are going to be applied by the foundation, right? All the structure load is going to be experienced by the soil. And so what happens? Whatever the soil is available below the base of the footing is going to be compressed. The volume of the soil is going to decrease, right? So if the volume of the soil due to the load of the structure is going to decrease, in that case, settlement of a structure takes place. Now we can see the imposed stresses means the stresses which is going to be experienced by the soil may be immediate or time dependent. It depends some of the permeability characteristics of the soil which is available below the base of the footing. See, cohesionless soil are highly permeable, so compressed in a relatively short period of time. See, it is highly permeable, so in a very short time. What I'm trying to say here, if the cohesionless soil is there, and as you know, the cohesionless soil is highly permeable. So if cohesionless soil is available below the base of the footing, it will be compressed in a very short period of time because it is highly permeable. And in case of cohesive soil, which is less permeable, takes more time in compressions or decrease in volume of the soil available below the base of the footing. So the compressibility characteristics of a soil mass. right? Depends upon on the following factors. See what is going to happen. As we know, whenever we talk about the moist soil, in that case, the air, water, which is available in the voids in between the soil particles. So at the time of compression or at the time of volume decrease in the soil available below the base of the footing, what happens? The solid matter or the solid particles or the soil grains is also going to be compressed. And in the voids, if the water and air is available, that is going to be released. That is also going to be escaped, right? So these phenomena called the compression or the decrease in volume of the soil, right, due to the structure load. So when a compressive load is applied to a soil mass, a decrease in its volume takes place. The decrease in the volume of soil mass under stress is known as compression. And the property of soil mass pertaining to its susceptibility to decrease in volume under the pressure is known as compressibility. So we can say what is compression and compressibility, right? Next, we can see when the soil, see, when it's building, let us take the example of a building, okay? It is a civil structure. So when below the base of the footing, whatever the soil is available, if all the voids of the soil is filled with the water, that means soil below the base of the footing is fully saturated. In that case, what will happen? Due to the structure load, the expulsion of water will take place from the side of the structure, okay? And the expulsion of water takes place. So in that case, the soil will be compressed and consolidation occurs. So, and a structure we can consider as a static load. Building we can consider as a static load. Now we can see what are the various types of consolidation, right? So three types of consolidations are there. One is called as initial or immediate consolidation. So when the load is applied to a partially saturated soil mass, a decrease in volume occurs due to expulsion and compression of air in the voids. Let us take the example of earthen dam in case of initial or immediate consolidation. Whenever we construct the earth dam, what we used to do, we put the soil on the ground surface, right? We can carry the soil from some other location. We can borrow the soil from the other location by trucks, and we shall keep the soil on the ground surface. So what is going to happen? Due to its own weight of the soil have its own weight. So whenever you are going to put the soil on the ground surface, the soil by its own weight is also going to be compressed, right? So that also we can consider the initial consolidation or immediate consolidation, right? And decrease in volume occurs. So expulsion of air is going to take place. And sometimes the particle is also, the solid particle is also going to be compressed. This also causes the decrease in volume. So the reduction in the volume of the soil just after application of the load is known as initial or consolidation or immediate consolidation or initial compression, right? So we can see here, we can also take the example of the building. Whenever we start constructing the foundation on the soil, what happens? In the beginning, due to the weight of the foundation, the soil also settles. Soil is also compressed. The volume below the base of the footing is also going to decrease. That also we can consider as a initial consolidation. So now we can see primary consolidation. In case of primary consolidations, the soil is fully saturated, right? In case of initial consolidations, the soil may be moist also. But here, in case of primary consolidation is also called as simply consolidation. So whenever we are going to talk about the consolidation chapter, that means only primary consolidations, we can say primary consolidations, right? So this occurs due to the expulsion or extrusion of water that occupies the void space. Or in this case, the soil will be fully saturated. And we should also remember that the consolidation or settlement especially takes place in the cohesive soil, right? When this cohesive soil, that is the clay soil, if the soil is fully saturated below the base of the footing, the settlement or consolidation will take place. And it is a very slow and continues over a long period of time. It takes long time in the settlement. See, secondary consolidation, the reduction in volume continues at a very slow rate, even after the primary consolidation is complete. See, the primary consolidations, if once the primary consolidation has been completed, then secondary consolidations can also take place. So it can take long time, even after 30 years, 40 years, the structure may settle, a structure may settle, or the volume may decrease below the base of the footing. Whatever the soil is available, the volume of that soil may decrease. So it is a long-term phenomena, we can say, secondary consolidation. And definitely it is observed when the cohesive soil is fully saturated. So what we can say, the additional reduction, that means after primary consolidation, whatever the reduction in volume is going to take place is called as secondary consolidation. So now we shall talk about the consolidation test. See, this procedure also we follow in the laboratory, and in your syllabus, we have to also study about the consolidation test, and many subsections or many topics are based on the consolidation test. So how we can perform the consolidation test? Actually, this test was developed by the Terzaghi. It is called as one-dimension consolidations. So we can see consolidation test is conducted in a laboratory to study the compressibility of the soil. How much soil below the base of the footing is going to be compressed. Once it is going to compress, definitely the consolidation or settlement of a structure will take place. So now we can see this apparatus. This apparatus is also available in our laboratory. So here we can see this is the consolidation test apparatus. And the top part here, this is called as consolidometer or audiometer. This is yoke, dial gauge is also fixed here. And this consolidometer is connected with a plastic tube, right? And that plastic tube is connected with one vessel, which is mainly made up of the plastic, right? So it is called a reservoir. And this drain tap means this is a plastic tube. And you can see this is a loading frame made up of iron. And this is the hanger. And here a split level is also there, so that we can make it horizontal, or we can balance it, right? And the counterbalance weight is also there. So we have to make it horizontal in the beginning. Before beginning of the test, we have to keep in horizontal conditions, right? That's why the level tube, a split level tube is also there. So here on this hanger, we can put the weight, right? And this is consolidometer, and the magnified version of the consolidometer is also given here. You can see here. So as I told you that in case of primary consolidation, which is also called as consolidation, it takes place when the soil is fully saturated below the base of the footing. See, when this condition can occur, suppose groundwater table has reached up to the base of the footing. In that case, there is a chance of settlement of building or any civil engineering structure. So we can see this is the magnified portion of the consolidometer. So you can see the consolidometer. So this is called a, this is the soil specimen is there, and this is called a consolidation ring, right? Section has been shown here. So consolidation, a specimen ring or consolidation ring in which we are going to put the cohesive soil, and the porous stones on the top, at the bottom we can put it here, and it is going to be filled with the water. For that only the reservoir is there. So always we have to keep in water filled conditions, right? That we are, this means this audiometer should also always be full of water. Why? We have to keep this soil fully saturated so that we can know how much consolidation or this soil is going to be compressed or consolidated. That we want to know. A particular soil, how much it is going to be consolidated, right? So here we can see. So this is all about the apparatus. As I told you that the porous stone is on the top and bottom is there, and the hanger is there. So what is going to happen? We are going to keep the load on this hanger, and this specimen, which is here, is going to be, once you are going to put the load, this will come down and this will go up. So what is going to happen? The soil which is available in the audiometer, it will be compressed, right? So this procedure will continue in this test. So this is also what I told you, that water reservoir, and it is connected with the plastic tube. We have to always keep in the filled in condition, fully saturated condition. Now we can see here, normally what we used to do, the first increment of load to give a pressure of 10 kilonewton per meter square is applied on this hanger. So either you can do one thing, you have to apply the load here, and the area of the consolidation ring, load by area, is nothing but pressure. Okay, so in the beginning we have to start with 10 kilonewton per meter square, right? Nowadays the suppliers are supplying the this weight in the form of a stress itself. That means 10 kilonewton per meter square. So you can put 10 kilonewton per meter square here, and then what we have to do, you can see this test will continue for 24 hours. So here dial gauge is also there. So once you are going to put 10 kilonewton per meter square on this hanger, what is going to happen? The soil is going to be compressed. So we have to note down the dial gauge reading at different timing, 0.25 minute, 1 minute, 2.2. Likewise, we shall proceed for 24 hours, right? The primary consolidation in the sample is usually complete within 24 hours. So we shall go for 24 hours, right? Likewise, once this consolidation is going to complete after 24 hours, we shall double this pressure, right? In the second increment, it is written there, we shall double the pressure, that means 20 kilonewton per meter square. And again, we shall continue this experiment for next 24 hours. Likewise, this experiment will be doubled, like 20 kilonewton, then 40, 80, 160, like that you shall proceed further till the desired maximum required load intensity is reached. Okay, so here one important point is there, I would like to tell you. The maximum load intensity is governed by the actual loading on the soil in the field after the construction of the structure. What does it mean? What do you mean by this paragraph? Here, suppose whatever the structure, suppose you are going to construct the building on the soil. So how much load your building is going to contribute, right? Or how much the load, right? How much load your building is going to impose on the soil. Suppose the load is 600 kilonewton, the load in the form of pressure, 600 kilonewton per meter square. your structure is going to provide the pressure on the soil 600 kilonewton per meter square. So we shall divide that load, right? We can begin from 10 kilonewton per meter square, then 20, 30, then 40, then 80. Likewise, we shall go up to the 600 kilonewton per meter square. So that means here, that is the meaning here. So how much actually your structure is going to impose the load on the soil? Accordingly, we have to divide all the loads, and we shall begin the experiment accordingly. That is the meaning of this case. Now we shall see here. So once your experiment is going to be completed, right, what we shall do? We shall start removing the weight, right? Once, see, in the beginning, what we have done, we have loaded, we have put the load in the form of a pressure on this hanger, right? And this experiment is going to continue for 1 week. So one load, 24 hours, another load, next 24 hours, the next load, the next 24 hours. Likewise, we have to proceed. So what we have to, once the experiment is going to be completed, till your desired load, according to your structure load, we can say. So what we have to do ultimately, once this experiment is completed, then what we shall do, the load is reduced 1/4 of the final load. Suppose in this 640 was there in the beginning. So 1/4 of that load we have to take it. So what is the 1/4? So 1/4 of the load we shall take it, and likewise again we have to. In the beginning we have loaded. We have provided the load on this hanger. Now we are going for unloading, right? So we have to unload it, and again we have to note down the readings for the next 24 hours, right? How the expansion, once you are going to remove the load, how the expansion is going to take place in the soil due to the removal of the load. The sample takes water and swells, because the water is always, it is full of water, right? Always it is full of water here. So this process again 1/4 of this 160 or 40 kilonewton per meter square, and the swelling is recorded. Means after the unloading, how much swelling is going to take place in this soil, that we have to also record. Likewise, it comes to the up to 10 kilonewton per meter square. So immediately after complete unloading, in the beginning we were performing this experiment by loading, right, or by doubling the load, right, after 24 hours. Now after complete unloading, the ring with sample is taken out. This is the ring actually, right, in which we have kept this sample. So this sample is taken out, and the weight, its weight we can take, and after that we have to dry it. So mass of dry soil also we have to find out. So water content also we can find out, because the initial weight and the final weight, the weight of water by weight of dry solid multiplied by 100 is water content. So this is all about your today topic. And today we discussed what is consolidation, what are the various types of consolidation, and how we can perform consolidation test in the laboratory. And tomorrow we shall discuss how we can, since we have completed the experiment, so how we can draw the graphs with the help of these experiments, and based on the graphs, how we can find out the consolidation or settlement for any type of soil. So thank you.